YouTube, what's going on, y'all? It's Pick Saber here, and welcome to another video. Really quickly, before I get into today's video topic, I want to remind you if you're new here, go check out my introductory video where I go into detail about what type of content to expect on the channel. Coming off an 11-4 campaign in 2025, Alabama is heading into their third year under Kalen DeBoer. He has now fully integrated his system and has a roster composed almost entirely of his own personnel. Bama is coming into 2026 with a young but very talented squad. On offense, the biggest story is the battle for the starting quarterback job, which is being decided in a two-man race between Austin Mack and Keelan Russell. Mack is the seasoned veteran of the two. He followed DeBoer from Washington to Alabama and has been in this offensive system for 4 years. His greatest attribute is his knowledge and familiarity with offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb's scheme. And Keelan Russell, who is a former #1 overall recruit from the state of Texas, is viewed as the quarterback with the higher ceiling, as he possesses elite athleticism, superior arm velocity, and an ability to make off-script plays. Kalen DeBoer's reputation as a quarterback guru is definitely a reason for optimism, regardless of who wins the job, as DeBoer has put two quarterbacks in the first round of the NFL draft in two of the last 3 seasons. His success in developing these quarterbacks is rooted in a highly adaptable quarterback-friendly system and a specific developmental philosophy. So for lack of a better term, no matter who the starter is, Alabama is likely to have a stud at the quarterback position, as they essentially have the pick of the litter when it comes to young quarterback talent. Now, Bama did see 11 different offensive linemen leave through the transfer portal in the NFL draft. The coaching staff countered this by bringing in 11 new additions, focusing on both high ceiling transfers and depth development, while ensuring that the personnel along the offensive line fits DeBoer's offensive scheme. As one critique that I had of Alabama's offensive line unit last year was the lack of mobility, which does not align with DeBoer's scheme. But the coaching staff is now prioritizing a leaner offensive line designed for better movement and explosiveness. These offensive line additions include Javen James, a Mississippi State transfer, Rayson Delgado, a Cal Poly transfer, Ethan Fields, an Ole Miss transfer, Nick Brooks, a Texas transfer, Caden Strayhorn, a Michigan transfer, and Ty Haywood, another Michigan transfer. Alabama's offensive line struggled significantly last year, suffering from frequent miscommunications, blown assignments, and a high volume of penalties. The issues were attributed to a lack of cohesion, but I have no doubts that Kalen DeBoer can fix these issues, as he is familiar with what it takes to have consistent offensive line play. This was demonstrated when DeBoer's offensive line won the Joe Moore Award in 2023 at Washington. DeBoer also brought in Adrian Clem as the new offensive line coach, with the vision of instilling a professional level of discipline and physicality. While this unit does lack the experience of previous iterations, the influx of portal talent and the expertise of the new hire aims to turn a former weakness into a more cohesive physical unit capable of protecting a new starting quarterback and sparking a more effective run game. As Bama did struggle to run the ball effectively last year, the skill positions are led by a standout wide receiver core featuring Ryan Coleman Williams, Rico Scott, Latair Brooks, and Sedarian Morgan. The running back room features Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley, while the tight end position looks to integrate Josh Ford, an Oklahoma State transfer, alongside returners like Danny Lewis Jr. and Marshall Pritchard. Defensively, Alabama returns an elite secondary, featuring veteran leaders like Keon Sabb, Xavier Brown, and Bray Hubbard, which is expected to be a top-tier unit nationally. While the Tide does lose some production along the defensive line and at linebacker, I'm still very high on this defense as a whole, especially considering the continuity in the defensive staff and the fact that defensive coordinator Kane Womack has shown year-over-year progression on his side of the ball. Many Alabama defensive players did show noticeable weight gains during the spring, suggesting an emphasis on building a more physical profile. Overall, the roster is a retooled version of last year's team, designed to be better suited to DeBoer's specific schemes. And although this roster is young, DeBoer has embraced the youth of his 2026 squad, noting that 57% of the roster consists of first or second year players. While this might be viewed as a lack of experience by many, the staff is utilizing this as an edge to instill their specific culture and scheme requirements. By prioritizing players who fit the specific identity of the program, the 2026 roster is functionally more aligned with DeBoer's vision than previous iterations. While the SEC schedule is difficult, Alabama's path to a 9 to 10 win season is bolstered by a manageable start. Bama faces a stretch of games early in the season that includes several teams that I have projected to finish in the bottom half of the SEC, alongside non-conference opponents like East Carolina and Florida State. This allows Bama to work out the kinks of a new starting quarterback and build momentum before the midseason gauntlet. The most challenging part of the schedule is a window where Alabama faces Georgia, Tennessee, and Texas A&M. After those three games, Bama will get a much-needed bye week before a road trip to Baton Rouge to take on Lane Kiffin's LSU. This stretch of games seems daunting at first glance, but keep in mind that Kellen DeBoer holds the highest winning percentage versus top 25 opponents among all active head coaches at 76.9%, proving his prowess in winning big games. The number in the regular season win total market is just too low, as I project Alabama at 9.4 wins, showing almost a full win of value on the over 8.5 wins at minus 115. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and be on the lookout for more videos. But until then, I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Pick Saban, clocking out.